Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Economic Horizons on Channel 2 of the Saudi Arabian television. This is your host, Ahmed Al-Tahini, with a new episode of this program where we discuss important economic issues that touch your life, issues that are important to our well-being here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and globally. Mr. طلعت حافظ, who is an economic consultant, will be joining us here today and talking and highlighting the importance of the Saudi-Qatari meeting of the Chambers of Commerce of the two countries, and also we will talk about all the issues that are related to that main theme. Mr. Hafiz, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for having me on the program, and good evening to everyone, all our viewers.
Thank you. The honor is ours. Let's start by talking about the importance of such a page or a turning point in the Saudi-Qatari economic relations. Of course, Saudi Arabia and Qatar have been strongly linked and have been working together throughout the last 50 years or so, specifically in the economic sphere. But let's talk about the importance of this relationship and how this meeting, the Saudi-Qatari Economic Forum, how this contributed to strengthening this relationship.
Well, again, thank you very much for having me on the program. I don't believe it's a turning point, rather than it's an improving to, as you mentioned, a long-standing relationship between the countries that's over 5 decades or 50 years. Especially now the two countries, as you know, are member of the WTO. The two countries are member of the GCC forum group. Again, both countries have signed on the economic GCC economic treaty, if you will, back in the 1981. So a lot of strengths lies there in the two relationship between the two countries. And I believe, as you mentioned, the time has come to strengthen the relationship. The relationship started by forming a Supreme Economic Council, if you will, headed by His Royal Highness Prince Sultan bin Abdul Aziz, Deputy Premier and head of the Minister of Defense and Aviation, and from the side of the Qatari side, headed by His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad. And that council has really put the milestone, if you will, for an economic Saudi Qatari economic businessman forum or council.
You're talking about the Saudi-Qatari Coordination Council?
Yes, Coordination Council, yes.
Excellent.
The relationship now, the trade between the two countries stand at around 6.1 billion Saudi riyal. Yes, indeed, it has improved from 1999 when it was around 953 million Saudi riyal, less than a billion riyal. But yet we believe, as you mentioned, the strength between the two countries, the ties between the two countries, being GCC members, being part of the WTO, we believe 6.1, 6.2 is really not next to nothing, but not the ambitious that the two leaders of the two countries look for.
Absolutely.
As far as Qatar is concerned, 30% of the FDI in Qatar are Saudis, investment in Qatar. Also, Saudis participate very well in building the infrastructure of different projects. About 30% of the projects in Qatar are really built by Saudis. We're looking for more, being economists, I look for more really business flow between the two countries.
Absolutely. If we go back a little bit in time, on Wednesday the 17th December, December 2008, there was a report in one of the local newspapers talking about a new chapter in Saudi-Qatari ties.
Yes.
That's the title of the article, yes. Saying that the Saudi-Qatari Coordination Council held its first meeting in Riyadh to explore prospects of strengthening political, economic, trade, investment, cultural and social cooperation between the two GCC neighbors. So that's from that time until now, I think a lot has been achieved, especially in the economic field.
Yes.
Let's talk about the specifics of this meeting, or this forum.
Yes.
Now, Sheikh Saleh Abdullah Kamil, chairman of the Council of Saudi Chambers, attended, and he was heading the Saudi delegation, Saudi part or side, and of course. the forum also was attended by high-ranking Qatari delegation headed by Sheikh Khalifa bin Jassim bin Mohammed Al Thani.
Yes.
And he's the chairman of Qatar's Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The two sides, what did they discuss? What were the most important points on the agenda?
I believe the most important point is to facilitate, if you will, the trade. The trade between the two countries. Okay. Now, facilitation means that massaging, if you will, the laws and the procedures, whatever that between the two countries to make the flow of trade.
Paving the way.
Paving the way, much easier compared to before. There were, I believe, some logistic issues need to be tackled, need to be taken care of. I.e., when we talk about logistic issues, we talk about transportation, for example, we talk about custom procedure and process and what have you. Again, to push forward the flow of trade between the two countries. Again, mentioning going back to 6.1 million between the two countries, Saudi Riyal, I'm talking. I don't think this is the ambitious that both countries or both leaders
are aspiring for.
Yeah, it's aspiring for or looking forward, in fact. So I believe, well, agreeing on an agenda, if you will, what sort of businesses and cooperation that could be established between the two countries. Okay. And as you know, there are zillions, there are lots of opportunities are available within the two countries between either the businessman side or the women, businesswoman side. So I believe paving the way, talking about, as I mentioned, improving the logistic, the laws and trading laws, whatever have you, it will definitely boost, I believe, I could easily see that figure in a couple of years to come. It could be double, could be tripled, if things are really, taken care of as far as the facilitation that we're looking for.
Excellent. I have some of the areas that they discussed. The two sides discussed the banking sector, yes, or opportunities in the banking sector, insurance, transport, services, energy, industry, as well as real estate, construction and trade. Yes. And that's a lot. That's a lot of a wide range of areas and fields. But in the banking sector and insurance, yes, how do you think the two countries can benefit from each other's experiences and what investment opportunities are there? Well,
don't forget, Saudi Arabia is a financial center of the Middle East. No argument about that, especially in the banking sector. Yes. The Saudi banking sector has, managed to go through the financial crisis, the severe financial crisis, as they say, with less much pain. If you
less damage than the others.
Yes, than the other and the rest of the world. The energy part also, let's don't forget the energy part, the gas initiatives, if you will, in the two countries, and also the oil of the two countries, their major energy resource, Qatar and Saudi. So I think this is an opportunity. Absolutely. As far as the financial sector, as you mentioned, I think there are a lot of opportunities lies there that could be invested by both the Qataris and the Saudis. Especially, as I mentioned, we Saudis have a wealth of experience in the banking sector that the Qatari could benefit, and also we could benefit also from their expertise in that regard. Sure. Especially in Kingdom, we enlarging the number of banks. You remember that a couple of years back we used to be in Saudi only local banks. We count them on our fingers, as they say, 11 or 12 banks, but now the foreign banks are allowed to join in. So we have more than 20 banks, including the Saudis and non-Saudis, the foreign banks. Sure. So I think, especially now, if you look also to the business environment in Saudi, are very encouraging to banks to open their doors, foreign banks open their doors, whether on the corporate side or on the SMEs side. Maybe in the retail it's going to be very difficult because you have already established bank like, a National Commercial Bank, NCB, or Riyadh Bank, or a Rashid Bank in that regard for the retail. But I think for a market niche, on the corporate side, on the treasury side, on the private banking side, on the small and medium enterprises, I think this is a very good opportunities for foreign banks to participate. Yes. And